you press got it if you have this book, so having got it. Okay, now it's recording. So yeah. Okay, so the learning
Miss Marwa,
outcome. Yes, yes, who is it?
good, good evening, Miss Marwa.
Mr.
With you, Mr.
Good
Muhammad
evening,
Abid.
Mr. Muhammad, my dear colleague. Yes.
I'm so sorry. Up till now, I'm at the university. After 30 minutes, I will be with you. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, just join us wherever you are, okay? Join us wherever
Thank you so
you
much.
are and wherever you can, okay? On any device. Don't worry.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
You're welcome, my dear colleague. Okay. So let's complete the outcomes of the module. Okay. By the end of this module, you will be able to discuss and select pictures for a classroom English notice board. Give a short presentation about the picture choices. Analyze models for speculation and apply them appropriately to indicate degrees of certainty. Identify and explain common mistakes in the use and form of the target model forms. Use activities with flashcards for grammar practice. Analyze board work and suggest how to make it more effective. Identify examples of elision and expressions associated with models of certainty. Draw a mind map of the unit to reflect on their learning in the module. Of course, you are going to reflect on your learning in the module. What are the points that you have learned well? What are some points that you need additional support with? What are points that you didn't get fully or didn't get command of it? You will say everything at the end of the session, inshallah. And reflect means to rethink about the whole thing, okay? To sit and rethink about it. So the first activity here is the idea of having notice board as you see in the picture. Okay, so every school should have a notice board. We just have to discuss these questions together. The first question is, have you got an English department notice board at a school? What is it used for? Who looks at it? Why is it useful? We have to actually think together in a group work. I get you in the breakout rooms actually, and you make your list of ideas to come back to me in 5 minutes and we can discuss your ideas together. Okay, just a second. I'm going to organize the rooms for you. We have 19 attendants. Wonderful. I hope that everybody attends and be able to join us. Okay. We have 19. I guess uh how many rooms? Let them be four. Four rooms. That takes time actually, so please bear us in this. Be patient. We have just 5 minutes inside the room to discuss our ideas concerning the notice board. Okay. And after, inshallah, the 5 minutes, you will find that you are to return to the room, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Now you are going to be into the rooms. We have Mrs. Zainab and Mrs. Ayat. You are not in a room yet, right? All of your colleagues are in the rooms. You aren't in rooms, right? And Mrs. Wafa also. Okay. I'll get you into the rooms. Mrs. Wafa, Mrs. Ayat, Mrs. Zainab. Okay. Mrs. Zainab. Yes. حاضر. Okay. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to assign you. Everybody's in the room now. Just two or three of our colleagues are not in the room. Don't know why, but I'm going to assign you. Don't worry. Okay.
الواتس بتاعها
Mr.
الواتس.
Ahmed. Hello, Mr. Ahmed. You aren't in a room. I will assign you in the room, inshallah. Don't worry. Okay.
الو
Yes,
مش
Mr.
واضحة.
Ahmed. Yeah, yes, Mr. Ahmed. Can you hear me?
الو مش معروفة.
Maybe, Mr. Your voice is not clear. It's cutting off, actually. Maybe you have a
Yes,
technical
yes, I
issue,
can
Mr.
hear.
Yeah, okay. Wonderful. Okay. Don't worry. I'll getting you
What is
all.
okay? What is okay?
Don't worry. Mhm. Should be in a room. I'll get you into room 3. Okay.
Okay, مش معروف. Okay.
That takes time. Just bear us in this. Now two of you are there. Okay. So we have Mrs. Zainab, Mrs. Wafa, Mrs. Ayat. You are not in a room yet. Okay. Don't worry. Yes. Mrs. Nagwa, Mom Nagwa, you are here. A great pleasure being with me.
Thanks a lot, Marwa.
Okay, my dear. Okay, now our colleagues are coming back from the breakout rooms. Sorry for people who couldn't join the rooms. We are going to join them later in other exercises and activities together. Don't worry. Today is full of activities where we will get into the breakout rooms. Don't worry. I guess you have a problem with the internet or so because everybody is assigned a room except you. Okay, so inshallah next time I'll I'll care for this. So welcome back, everybody. How was it? Now I need everybody, every spokesman or every spokeswoman from every group to tell me about the answers of these questions to discuss them together. I'll share the screen. Yeah, I guess it's shared, of course. Yes. So the questions. Hello, everyone.
Yes,
Hello.
hello, Miss Marwa.
Hello,
Yes,
Marwa.
we
Okay.
hear you. Go ahead.
Who will be raising his or her hand to speak and to discuss the questions? Let us discuss the first question together. Have you got an English department notice board at school? Raising hands? Yeah, let me see. Some people are raising their hands. Miss Amira, go ahead, unmute yourself and speak immediately.
Yes, Miss Marwa. No, really, I don't have an English notes board in my school.
Okay, do you have any idea about what is it used for?
Yes, I think we can put on it school announcements, timetables, adverse items wanted, or for announce events, or provide information, welcoming new students, provide the motivation to the student.
Excellent ideas, actually. I do agree with you. Why is it useful? According to your viewpoint, you and your group inside the room.
Okay, I think it's useful because uh, it keep everyone updated on upcoming events at school.
Wonderful. I love this word that you have been using, the word updated, updated with the latest announcements and notifications and everything. That's wonderful, actually. Okay, thank you so much. That was beneficial. Who else wants to share? I would
Thank
just want to remind you that after you raise your hand, you have to lower it. Okay? For me not to get confused about who wants to speak and so on. Mrs. Zainab, you are raising your hand. Just go ahead.
Yes, Miss Marwa. A notice board is a flat slab of wood or other material for for some specific purpose. It's I can put on it staff photos or team photos, first aids, some information. Okay, you
Wonderful.
hear
Go
me?
ahead. Yes, yes,
You
of
hear me?
course. Yes.
Yes. Uh, Really, I don't have an English department notice board at school, but it's very important. I try to make one. Okay?
Really. You are a wonderful teacher. You're just the kind of creative teacher you are. I greet you for
Yeah.
this. Thank you so much. Okay, anything to
Yeah.
add?
No thanks.
Wonderful. Okay. So, Miss Sura, don't worry. You are late for some unforeseen circumstances. It's okay. Mr. Ahmed Abu Zaid, you are raising your hand. Just go ahead. We're all ears.
Yes, Miss Warren. Please, Miss Warren. Yes, of course. Miss Marwa.
Yes, I guess that the sound itself.
Marwa.
Yes, Mister. We can hear you. Go ahead. Maybe you have a technical issue, by the way, because your voice is not much clear, actually. Try to speak.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Yes, yes, Mister. Go ahead.
I think that
It's, yes,
notice board is an ideal product for displaying students' artwork in school ground and recognizing their accomplishments inside the
wonderful.
school. In
Wonderful
addition to
idea.
that,
Mhm.
I think that it is to school events
Mhm.
such as special
Okay,
grant,
I just have, yeah, yes, yes. I got some ideas here from you. It's just that you have a technical
models.
issue. I'm sorry for that. We can't hear you well, but I got some ideas. Yes, yes. Their accomplishments, some notifications. Very good. The events, very good. Wonderful. I like it. Thank you so much. Mrs. Iman Seif, she's here. We can
Yes,
hear
miss.
you. We are, yes, yes.
You heard me well?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, you are
Okay, miss.
audible.
Can I complete,
Yes.
Miss Marwa?
Okay, Mr. Ahmed, I was just trying to tell you that your voice is not clear because you have a technical issue or so. Something wrong with the connection. Okay, so just check it. Or you can log out and you log in again, rejoin. Okay, I will just listen to another
Yes, Miss Marwa.
participants here.
I can hear you. I can hear you well.
We can't hear you well, Mr. Okay, so till we hear you, we will listen to another colleague here. Mrs. Iman, go ahead.
Yes, miss. We didn't discuss enough with my colleagues, but uh, I think notice board. For me, I don't have any notice board at my school. It's used for school timetables, general activities schedule for parents and teachers, and it's a useful method for building a positive communication between teachers and pupils, and at the same time with their parents.
Wonderful ideas. Thank you so much for this contribution. Thank you so much. So, okay, that's all. Now you are going to listen to somebody speaking about the notice board. Okay, two teachers, two native speakers talking about the notice board at their school, what they used it for, who looks at it, and so on. Let's compare our ideas with these ideas together. Are you ready to listen to this audio? Okay, let's start.
It'd be good to have some information that
Okay, assure me the sound of the audio is clear.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
it's clear.
hallelujah, thank God. Okay, let's start.
is always there. Basic information about the department and the teachers, the books for each level, and maybe information about trips as well.
Yeah, and we could have a section for Book of the Week. We want them to use the library more. And we can put up information about competitions. Remember, we've got the writing competition at the moment, and the winning entry and maybe a photo of the winner. We could put up examples of work learners have done in class as well, maybe a different one each week.
That's a good idea. What about other photographs as well? We could put up photos of classes. It'll make the board attractive, and photos would make the students come and look at the board.
But not formal class photos, pictures of class activities, showing learners enjoying themselves using English, doing a game, or an information gap, or project work, something where the students look really motivated. You know, learner-centered, communicative activities.
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing, that we use the notice board to show them they can actually use English, to show things they have produced, and give them ideas for doing more English out of class.
I agree completely. Oh, we forgot. And some photos of us, the teachers, smiling at the front of the class.
Okay, wonderful. Have you got anything out of it? Can you share your ideas? Can you compare the ideas they produced with yours? Do you find that they are different a little? How do you see that? Who can tell me? Who can express himself or herself? Yeah, I can see that somebody is raising his or her hand. Just a second, Miss Fathiya. Said, you are raising your hand. Go ahead. Unmute and speak immediately.
Peace upon you, Ms. Marwa, and all my colleagues.
Islam.
I get some from this audio. I think they talk about announcements about competition between pupils. Think that they talk about schools for the pupils or students, and also for the teachers smiling in front of the classes.
Yes.
I think, they talk about some activities that may make the pupils motivated about the language, the English language itself.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That has been very beneficial. Mrs. Hiba Saleh, go ahead. If you have something to add, unmute and speak. Unmute yourself and speak
Yes,
immediately. Yes.
not word as general, a description of how students actually behave towards subjects as a result collaborate and contribute to success.
Wonderful. Yes, that's it. Mrs. Hind Rahman.
Yes, I can't hear you.
Yes, Miss. Yes.
I am Miss Marwa. You hear me?
Yes, of course. You are audible.
Okay. Uh, in the audio, they talked about trips announcement, about recommendations box at the library, about botting competitions announcement, then photos
Yes.
for a winner, photos of classes, class activities, which motivate students, and even voting educational information.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. Do you find that these
Thank you.
ideas are similar to what we have been providing, you and your colleagues? Are they similar or
Yes, I
different?
think so. Yes,
You
it's
think they
similar.
are
It is the
similar?
same.
Yes, thank you
Yes.
so much. I'll just remind you all to lower your hand. Mrs. Fathiya, lower your hand for me not to be confused. Okay? So let's continue our presentation here. Here are some of the ideas. So inshallah later on you can have a look at it. The same ideas that you have been providing. Let's move on to another activity here. Now, have a look at these pictures. We have 9 ones here. 9 pictures, okay, to put in a notice board. So please choose 3 photographs for a notice board, okay? You choose 3 photographs of these to hang or put on a notice board, and be ready to explain why you choose these photographs, okay? So I'll get you into the breakout rooms again to decide. And you may ask me where to get these pictures because they are not to be shown in the breakout rooms. Don't worry, you have the book. You will find them on page 35 in the course book you have, in the hard copy you have. Okay, so just a second. 2 minutes for
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
I'll not take that long. Yes, Miss Hiba.
A book?
Yes, I can hear you, Miss. Go ahead.
Yes, I don't have a book.
Yeah, you don't have a book. Okay. um I can send you like a screenshot on the WhatsApp group maybe.
Excuse me, Miss Marwa.
Yes, Mr. Muhammad.
What's the number of the page again?
It's 35. It's page 35 of the hard copy you have. Okay, don't worry, I have
35
another
or
solution.
30,
لا,
Yes.
36,
it's
I think.
32,
Miss
Mr.
Marwa,
Muhammad.
32.
32.
Now,
We have it at 32.
30,
32.
Yeah, it's
32.
different from yours. Yeah, it's
Pictures
different from
in
yours.
page
Yeah.
32.
Okay. But
Yes,
it's
okay.
there, don't worry. Yeah. So I'll not get you in the breakout rooms since some of us don't have the book now. Maybe in another activity that is easier in sharing and discussing ideas. So let's have a discussion now, general discussion. You have 2 minutes and tell me which pictures and why. Which pictures are you going to choose to put on a notice board? Just immediately raise your hand and feel free to express yourselves. If you have anything to add and express. Which pictures to include and why? Mrs. Hind, you're always ready. Go ahead.
Okay, I think that picture number B
B, yeah,
is a good one. Yes, because of technology that
wonderful.
is in the picture. It shows
I
that the importance of technology and how it is interesting for students to use it. So I think
won-
it is a good one.
Wonderful. I totally agree with you. Yes, that's it. Technology is very important in our world to be updated with the changing world we are living in, the 21st century. Wonderful. Mrs. Fathaya, you're raising your
Yes.
hand. Just go ahead.
Yes, Miss Marwa, I think picture D is very important in the notice book because it means that the learners is the center of the education process,
Excellent.
not the teacher, and it shows cooperation between the group of the students, and this is a very important strategies in learning through partners.
Oh my God, that's
Thank you.
wonderful. I totally agree with you. Of course, yes, learner centered education and the collaboration between groups and the group work and teamwork. That's wonderful. You get your students to be positive and share, not just sitting passively, not doing anything, not knowing what's going on around them. Okay, so this is one of the targets of learning, the teaching learning process, to to be silent for a while as a teacher and to let them go ahead and share their ideas. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I love it. Mrs. Iman, go ahead. Mrs. Iman, my sister. Go ahead.
Yes, I choose picture number G.
Okay, G. Okay. Yes.
I think it's one of important rules of classroom to learn my pupils don't be noisy or making a mess. Just raise your hands quietly. Stop answering in groups. Respect each other's opinions and learn them. A very important point is how to be a good listeners to each other's and respect others' opinions.
What a wonderful idea. What's happening today? You are all creative and innovative. I love your ideas. Yes, it has to do with the keeping the order inside the classroom, the classroom management, the respect, the organization, being organized. And don't forget the participation. They are all raising their hands and they look motivated and encouraged, okay, in the content that the teacher is presenting. So I love it actually. Here we have to listen. Okay, we have like a listening example. Some people, you are going to listen to some teachers deciding which photographs to use on their notice board. So you will compare your ideas with the native speaker's ideas. Are they different? Are they the same? Do they choose other pictures, and what's the reason? So are you ready to listen? You are always ready. Okay, let's
Yes.
start immediately.
This one would be good. They must be working on a poster for a project. They're working together, and it shows they can work in groups organizing themselves without the teacher always there, though the problem is they could be in any subject, I suppose, not necessarily English.
I'm not sure about this one. They can't be using much English together, they're all in separate desks. It looks as if they are correcting a worksheet together. I know it's useful for them, but as a picture it doesn't really show them using English, does it?
I'd go for this one. I think we should use the one with the computers in it. It points to the future.
Sorry for that again.
This one would be good. They must be working on a poster for a project. They're working together, and it shows they can work in groups organizing themselves without the teacher always there, though the problem is they could be in any subject, I suppose, not necessarily English.
I'm not sure about this one. They can't be using much English together, they're all in separate desks. It looks as if they are correcting a worksheet together. I know it's useful for them, but as a picture it doesn't really show them using English, does it?
I'd go for this one. I think we should use the one with the computers in it. It points to the future. They could be doing anything there. Projects, info gaps with another group, a prom activity, group writing, a web quest.
This one is good too. The teacher looks like she's asking questions. The children look really enthusiastic. They really want to answer. They might be checking homework, or doing a team quiz, or giving ideas for a brainstorm. They must like the activity a lot. They look so enthusiastic. That's what we want, really.
Okay, how do you see this? Is it similar or a little bit different? Of course, they are not mentioning the number of pictures, but you have to conclude because you are going to conclude right now. Do you see that they are saying something different from yours? Okay, just a second. Let me have a look at people who are raising their hands. Can you hear me, guys? Yes, somebody is raising his or her hand. Just a second. Yes, it's Mrs. Hind again. Okay, go ahead, Miss.
I think first one talked about picture number D.
Yes.
She said that they are working together, maybe on a post for a project, and it's not necessarily about English. It can be for any subject. And the most things she admired about the pictures that they are without a teacher. The teacher can be not with them all the time. They can depend on teamwork.
Excellent. Yes, exactly. Definitely. That's wonderful. Yeah, I like it. Yes, very important idea here. Thank you so much. Okay. So
Thank you.
I have the answers here to have a look at it. These are the speakers, the pictures every speaker is referring to, and that's how they think and how they see the picture and the information provided. Why is it important? You may have a look at it later. Inshallah, I'm going to put you the presentation on WhatsApp group to have an intensive idea about the information provided here. Okay. All right, now we have another activity entitled language analysis. It will deal a little bit more about modals with more, I mean, it will deal with modals a little bit. These are some sentences extracted from the audio that you have been listening to. We have 6 sentences here. okay, in this slide and this one. So we have to study the sentences. You read them, okay. Of course, we will read the first three ones now, and then you will tell me why did the teachers in the audio use the underlined words to talk about the photographs. Why did they use, for example, in the first sentence must be, and in the second one the expression could be, and in the third one the expression can't be? What does it refer to according to the speaker? Why does it he or she use it in the first place? Think a little bit and tell me. Another meaning for the question here, it means that why, what's the meaning of this model? What does it refer to? What meaning does it convey? Mr. Muhammad Al-Mazayin, I guess you are here raising your hand. Just unmute and speak immediately.
Yes,
My dear brother, yes.
yes, you want me to say why did he use this word must be?
Yes, yes,
Yes, yes.
yes.
Uh, I think he used must be because he is quite sure about his guessing. He guessed something and he is quite sure of it. So must be is used when we are sure about something.
Excellent. Yes, that's it. Yes, when we are
Yes.
sure 100% that something is true, okay, we use must plus
Yes.
infinitive,
We
and this
use
is one
must.
of
Yes. The
one
second
of the
one he used
models.
the.
Yeah, the
No?
second one, you need to answer it. Okay, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Yes,
Okay.
they could be doing anything there. Could be is used when we are not sure of something or there is a probability for, I think. When I am not sure, we can use could be. The third one can't be when I am 100% sure that something doesn't happen at all.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yes,
yes, yes. 100% sure that it's the negative. It's not.
yes,
Yes, that's it.
it's not.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. So let me wrap up a little here. In the three sentences we have, the first one, the speaker is sure about what he is presenting, the idea he's sharing. The second one, could be, refers to possibility. It's possible. Okay?
Yes,
All right. And
possible.
the third one can't be, it's 100% sure that it is not. It's the contrary. It's not. It's negative. What about the three others? I need some other participants to think about them and discuss them. The first one, the use of might be, the could be again, and the must like, and so on. Have a look at it, and you can go ahead to answer. I need some new faces, some people who haven't raised their hands or shared. I guess this is Mrs. Fatima. Go ahead, Mrs. Fatima. Unmute and speak immediately
Yes,
if you can
Miss
hear us.
Maria.
Yes, my dear colleague. Go ahead.
I think in number four, we used the could be. He is
Just a second, just a second. I guess you have a technical issue, something wrong with the connection.
can you hear me?
Yes, but the voice is a little bit lagging. Cuts off. Try again. Try again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
I think in sentence number four, he used the could be because he is quite sure about his guessing idea.
The fifth one, number 5, might be.
Number four.
Number 4, yeah. They could be in any subject, I suppose, not necessarily English. So is he sure or not sure, or possible or
He,
probable, or what?
he is sure.
Sorry?
He is sure.
He is sure?
Yes.
Okay. Do you agree, guys? Other participants, do you
No,
agree?
I think
No,
he's not
no,
sure.
no.
He is not sure. It can be possible or impossible.
It can be possible or
He is
probable.
supposing.
He is supposing. Okay, let me tell you something. Thank you for all of you. Thank you so much. Feel free to express yourselves whatever you say. We are just discussing some ideas and we are just sharing our knowledge together. Okay, could be refers to possibility, of course. Okay, and we have possibility and probability. Possibility means 70%. This is the percent I'm presenting the idea. I'm sure about the idea, 70%. And there is something else which is probability. Okay, and probability we mostly used might because we are not sure, but just we have some certainty which is 30% only. If I am 100% sure, okay, I use must. If I am 100% sure that it is not, I use can't. If it's possible, 70% use could. If it is probable, use uh, uh, if it is probable, which means 30%, use might. Okay, here in the module, by the way, they are classifying them into three elements only, three categories here. So to be sure in the affirmative, and to be sure that it is not in the negative, and maybe not. Here it includes could or might. Do you agree with me in that? Do you agree with the module here? Or you have other ideas?
Yes.
You agree with the
Could
ideas
and
provided?
might. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, okay, clear, okay. So I'm just asking people who are raising their hands, if you have something to add, stay raising your hands. If you don't have and you are just raising your hands from the former activity, just lower your hand or put it down. Okay, okay. I have something, I guess it's fun and enjoyable here. I'll put you this link on the chat box and you go there and play this game. This is a digital game that has to do with the certainty and uncertainty and using the modals. If you see the link in the chat box, just assure me whenever you see it. Okay, can you see it now, guys?
Yes,
Is
Miss
it
Mar.
okay? Just press
Yes, we
it.
can see it.
Thank Allah. Okay, press it and go to the word wall. Go to this link, and you will find like a game having a sign of play. Play it and enjoy your time. It's easy. You have three categories where you put the sentences under each category. Okay, enjoy it. I guess it wouldn't take more than 1 minute. I guess. Do it and come back to me and say how it went, how it worked. Enjoy. I'll do it myself.
بس مروة، هو احنا المفروض ندخل على لينك ولا حاجة يعني؟ هو
Yes.
الصوت مش واضح.
Yes, Mrs. Iman, it's in the chat box. You will find it in the chat box. Mr. Said, you want to say something? You're raising your hand. Welcome to our session, my dear colleague. Unmute and speak immediately if you have something to add or say. The link is in the chat box, Mrs. Iman. You just press it, you click on it, and you will go there. You will find it referring to the Explorer, Google, or any Explorer you have on your device, and you play the game, and that's all. It's very easy. Mrs. Zainab, you are raising your hand for something? Okay. Yes, who is it? Who's speaking? Just go ahead.
What's your opinion if we use the verb to be to express certainty with 100%? And
Give me an
if we
example.
use
Give me an example. Don't talk about theoretical issues, please, to get your
he's
idea
working,
more. Yes.
he is working in a school, he is a teacher.
Of course, you know that the verb to be in the present simple is always expressing a fact. This is present simple. And one of the uses of the present simple is expressing fact. This is a fact. So it doesn't change. So, of course, the speaker is sure about it 100%. So that's why he's using the present simple form. Okay, of course, that's a good idea here. Okay, but because the module itself is tackling and discussing the idea of models, he is just specifying the content to the models at this point. Okay, got it? But I totally agree with you, of course. That
But
has been, yes,
uh, we use must when we are nearly certain about
yes.
90%. Okay?
Yes. Some of the yes, you know, of course, all of you know the rule of deduction, and we are not 100% sure. When, for example, I say I went by her house at night and I found that the light is on, she must be up.
Okay.
She can't be asleep. But I'm not sure because I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen her asleep or
Mm.
up, staying up late or anything. I'm not sure. Nobody is sure actually. But okay, that's one idea. This is another use here. But I'll tell you again. I'm here speaking about the modals, not referring to the the deduction rule now. But of course, your idea is to be considered because it's really true. Yes, you have a point in your comment. Yes,
What's your opinion if we use may for probable or
probability.
probability and
Yes, I
might for
for what?
possibility? Might for possibility and might and could for possibility.
Yes, they actually the module classifies them like this: might and could for possibility, and may. He didn't even use the may. Okay, he just refers to the maybe, maybe not, with the possibility and probability with could and might. Yes, good idea. One third idea here. Of course, you are right. Totally agree with you. So, hello everyone. Where have you gone? Where have you been? Are you there?
It
We have
didn't work
we
with
have
me. Yes, we are here.
been playing.
You have been playing, so somebody is playing. Wonderful. Okay, do you find it fun? Enjoyable?
Yes, good.
Thank Allah. Okay, maybe some people, it doesn't work with some people because of the connection and other elements, maybe some other factors. Okay, that's good. Here, the answer of this exercise. Why do they use this expression, one of the models and not the other? And what does it mean for them and why they are using them? Of course, you will have the presentation and you will study this, inshallah, later on at large. Okay, what's the grammar term? What do we call this grammar term? Can anybody tell me? What's this grammar term? Please, Mr. Muhammad, mute yourself, sorry, because you are unmuted. Oh, Mrs. Amira, what do we call this item in grammar? What's the
Models.
Yes, excellent. That's it. Yes. We have been saying, speaking about them a while ago. Okay, very good. So, could, can't, might, must. What are their functions? We have been speaking about this at large. Here are the answers, and you can even get more information, get more focus on it later on, inshallah. More information about the certainty, uncertainty, obligation, how sure you are, and so on. So let's move on to another idea here, not to waste your time because actually the module is so long. When you have only 2 hours, immediately to another activity, which is wonderful and also has to do with the practice of modals. So here we have 6 pictures and 6 sentences, one sentence under each picture, and you have to have a look at the picture and choose the correct modal verb according to your viewpoint, by the way. Okay, there are no correct and incorrect answers here because it depends on how you perceive the meaning, how you get it, get the picture itself, and the meaning in the picture. So, for example, number one. Actually, I want you to. Okay. If I say you go into the breakout rooms, you will say I don't have the book. So let's do it here. Okay, because it has lots of information. Number one, they must be or can't be about 8 years old. Have a look at the guys here. Those students, those children. Of course, you are mothers and fathers here. You can decide whether it's just a second. It must be or can't be. Are they 8 years old? Or they are not 8 years old for sure? Miss Lamia, I'm just trying to allow more people who haven't been sharing with us to speak, for everybody to speak, okay? Mrs. Lamia, you are raising your hand? Okay.
Must be about 8 years old. Must be.
Okay. Yes, I agree with you, of course. Yes, they might actually they look 8 years old. Yes, we know about how 8 years old how 8-year-olds appear and look and seem. And okay, very good. Number two, he must find or might find math difficult. What do you think? Must find or might find? I have Mrs. Hiba Saleh raising her hand.
I think
Mr. Ahmed, you are.
he must find the math difficult.
Okay, Mr. Ahmed, go ahead. But since you have spoken, okay, complete. Is it might or
Yes, Miss
must?
Marwa.
Yes, Mr.
I
Must
think
or might?
he must find the math difficult. He
Okay.
must find math difficult.
Okay. Wallahi, I totally agree with you because it seems that he is having a problem or going into some difficulty or some hard time. Okay. Yeah, it seems like his expressions, his facial expressions is showing so. So yes, I agree with you that it's must find. Uh, though some people would say let's use might because the first one is must and the second one is not going to be musted as repeated answer. Don't worry about this. What's more important is the meaning itself and how you are convinced. Okay. So number three, they could be or can't be in a geography lesson. We don't know actually. Could be or can't be. How would we know? How do you see this? So I have Mrs. Lamia El Ghali raising her hand. Mrs. Lamia, go ahead.
Okay, they could be. We are not sure about what are they
Yes,
doing.
yes, we are not sure. Yes, could be. Very good. I totally agree with you.
You hear
Yes.
me?
Yes, miss, I can hear you. Of course.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay, now you're welcome. Number four, she might know or can't know the answer. She might know the answer or she can't know the answer. Look at the girl.
He might
Let
know
me
the answer.
check the participants who's raising her hand. Mrs. Hiba Saleh was trying to answer here. I skipped her, I'm sorry, by mistake, wallah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mrs. Hiba. Okay, Mrs. Sura, you are raising your hand. Go ahead.
Yes, she might know the answer
She
because
might know
she's
the answer.
raising her hand.
Okay, may I
She's
ask you a
raising her
question?
hand.
Excellent, excellent. I totally agree
Yeah.
with you, by the way, because this is the most relevant answer here. Yes, she might know the answer.
Okay.
Why didn't they use the word must here in the choices? Although the girl is raising her hand and she is happy and everything is okay and she seems to be, um, it sounds like, we are sure about it. Why didn't they put the must choice here in this question?
She may say the answer, but will be wrong.
Excellent. Actually, this is what came to my mind when I came to ask myself the same question. Yes, yes, Mrs. Sura. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you. Number
Thank you.
five, you're welcome. Number five, she can't be or could be using English. She can't be or could be using English. How do you see this? Mrs. Wafa, you are raising your hand. Go ahead. Unmute yourself and speak immediately.
She could be using English. She
She could be, yes, she could be using English because you know the technology and the computer is having lots of English actually. Most of the computer and the internet is in English. So that's wonderful. Thank you so much. What about number 6? She might like or can't like the book. She must like or can't like the book. She's happy. She seems to be happy, smiling, and so on. Let me check the participants. I have Mrs. Summer. You are raising your hand. Go ahead, my dear colleague.
She must like the book.
Yes, I totally agree with you. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Here are the answers. Okay, and the reasons behind choosing these answers. You can check this later on because we have already discussed the answer. Wonderful. Now, have a look at these sentences. These sentences are having some mistakes with the use of modals. So now you have to think about them. Maybe please write them if you don't have the book. Write them on a paper right now, okay? Because I'll get you into the breakout rooms again to work together and discuss in groups, answering this question. What's the problem with each of these expressions? Why do learners make these mistakes? So now, please write the 3 sentences. I guess they are short. They will not take time from you, people who don't have the book, okay? And the question, what's the problem with these expressions? Why do learners make these mistakes? Till I prepare the rooms, you just write them. We say always, before we do something, we always say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay, so just a second, I'm going to assign some participants who are not assigned. Some people are not assigned rooms. I don't know why actually. Maybe they have a problem with the internet. Like Mrs. Dua Zaid and Mr. Said is not assigned, but I will assign. Okay. That takes time, just bear us in this. You have, I guess, 5 minutes. Yes, that's suitable. 5 minutes is good. I'll add one more room. Yes. Yes, I'll assign participants. Room 5. Okay. Okay, no problem. For people who are not assigned, I will have a discussion with them as if we are in a room, and I'll open the rooms for the others. Okay. Okay, for people who are not assigned rooms, I have a group here who are not assigned rooms. So I have, for example, Mr. Ahmed, Mrs. Sura, Mr. Said, Mrs. Lamia, Mrs. Fatima, Mr. Tamer, and Mrs. Wafa, and Mrs. Rida, and one more, but I can't see the name fully actually. Mr. Ahmed, yes, Mr. Ahmed. Okay, so let's have a discussion here in the group. You are a group, discuss together, please, as if you are in a room. Okay, yes.
Please, I don't know how to use the room.
It's nothing actually. It's nothing. You just unmute and speak, and you discuss with your students, your colleagues. You ask them, and you answer the questions. Let's discuss, guys, about something, and blah 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 blah. Nothing. It's nothing. Just unmute and speak, and they unmute and speak. They reply to you. Do you have the questions?
Yes, I think
Okay.
In
Yes.
sentence number 1, we should use must instead of must.
You have to discuss together. For example, Mrs. Fatima is speaking. Please, Mrs. Fatima, you can address your colleagues saying, guys, I think blah, blah, blah. I think the first one is so and so on. Okay? Do this. I'll not speak
Okay.
as if I'm not here. Okay? Yes.
Okay. Hello, guys.
Okay, come I speak.
Of course you can.
Um, in the first sense, we use must, not must.
Yes, of course.
We don't.
We don't
The
add.
second sentence. Yes, in the second sentence, we use a bare infinitive.
We use might instead of might too.
Might go. We use bare infinitive. In the third sentence, can is a modal and can't, and we can't use a helping verb. We can say they can't be at university.
I mean
Is that right?
that we can't use the negative form of the present simple with can. We can't use don't with can.
Is yes, yes, they can't.
They can't be at university.
Yes.
You're doing great.
Sentence number 1 also, we mustn't use S with modals. Sentence number 1.
Yes, miss. We said that the correct sentence will be number 1, she must like science. Number 2, they might.
Yes, because we mustn't use S. Yes, I agree with you.
Yes, miss.
Don't forget about the other part of the question. Why do they make the mistakes? What does this mistake come from or stem from? Is it
Yes.
overgeneralization, maybe? Mixing with other tenses, with other rules, being confused?
Sentence number 1, the subject is she. They think we must add s to the verb. Okay?
Reply to your
Whatever the
colleague.
subject,
Yes.
we mustn't.
Yeah.
Whatever the subject, we mustn't use S after modals.
The pupils think he must add s to the verb because the subject is she. The present is
Yes.
the past continuous.
He confused it
Number
with the
2,
present.
Yes. He may confuse.
present simple. In the present simple, he think with she we add s to the verb, but the model verb we didn't add anything. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
To the model verbs must followed by the main verb or the infinitive. But I don't know why he put two. In the third sentence, he put don't to make the sentence the negative. But when negative we add not to the model verb.
Yes, miss.
Yes?
Okay, I guess we are in the main room now. Where are our colleagues? They should be
Yes,
here
Miss
with us.
Marwa.
Okay, are you back? Welcome
Yes.
back,
Yes,
everybody.
we're back.
Okay, welcome back. Okay, anybody to share here? The takeaways from the discussion? Lots of people raising their hands. Two people raising their hands. Mrs. Heba Saleh, express yourself, and Mrs. Wafat after you. Mrs. Heba Saleh first. Unmute yourself. We are all ears. Seems that you have something wrong with the connection. So, Mrs. Wafat, go ahead.
Yes, modal verbs are treated as helping verbs such as verb to be, we can't do don't before can. وبرضه في الجملة the first sentence we can't treat must as any verb. We can't put s in it. might in the second sentence برضه ما ينفعش إن احنا نحط فيها بعدها to لازم الانفينيتيف.
Okay. What about the third one? They can be at university.
The modal verbs as a helping verb. We should
Excellent.
use they can be at university. So, like verb to be. Am is are برضه بننفذ are
Okay.
not. I'm not.
He's not just
Yes.
asking about the kind of mistake. Of course, we are all teachers and we know the kinds of mistakes. Okay. He's telling you why. Do you think that the student makes this mistake? Is he confused about certain tenses together, some rules? For example, some people have taken a screenshot of the game and put it in the chat box, and I love the idea of having a screenshot of your work and put it in the chat box. That's very good, actually. Okay, so back to the question. I'm just trying to tell you that in this exercise, the person or the speaker who is having this, putting this question is trying to ask you why learners make the mistakes, in your opinion. I'll give you some choices. Is it overgeneralization? Is it confusion with other rules? Do they need reteaching, for example, of the whole rule? They didn't learn it the proper way or correctly, okay, or properly. What exactly? Let me check people who are raising their hands. I guess Mrs. Fathia. Go ahead, Mrs. Fathia.
Yes, Miss Marwa. The idea was the idea of Miss Amira Roueni. She told us about over generalization of the rule. They use the over the generalization for must, and must is a modal verb. It's a modal verb. It's not a completed verb. Its meaning is completed by itself, but its meaning is completed by the verb after comes after them. But the pupils may use make over the generalization for the rule of the for the grammatical rules.
That's it. Thank you so much. And does anybody have something to add? Mr. Ahmed Abu Zaid, go ahead.
Yes, Miss Marwa.
Yes, Mr.
All these sentences have deduction inside them. But all these
Look,
three sentences are have mistakes also.
look,
As for
Mr.
the
Ahmed,
first sentence,
just okay.
she,
Okay, I'm trying to tell you that your voice cuts off from the early beginning of the session. Maybe you have some technical issue or something wrong with the connection. Just try to rejoin, to log out and just rejoin the meeting again, log in again, so that your voice becomes better. I really can't hear you. Okay, so till you do this, I have another participant here, which is Mrs. Zainab. Go ahead, Mrs. Zainab, my dear colleague.
Sorry,
مس
sorry.
مروة أنا بحاول
The
أتكلم
learner,
وحضرتك مش
the
سامعاني.
learner, yes, Miss Marwa. You hear me?
لحظة just a second, Mrs. Zainab, I can hear you well. Just
Yes.
our colleague Mrs. هبة says Miss مروة أنا بحاول أتكلم وحضرتك مش سامعاني وأنا سامعة كويس. Madam, other participants can hear me well, so you have a problem with the connection maybe. Okay, so let me check it. Guys, can you hear me well? Am I audible?
Yes, Miss
Just
Yes, we hear you.
Okay.
Yes, we hear you.
Alhamdulillah. Thank Allah. Thank God. Okay, maybe Mrs. Hiba, you have something wrong with the connection. It happens actually. Yes, it's likely to happen. So, Mrs. Zainab, go ahead.
Yes, Miss Marwa. Learners mix elements of the structured rules and pronunciations. Uh, Number one, in the present simple, they add s to the verb, but they must do that. Okay.
Yes.
Number two, the modal verbs must followed by the main verb, but they followed by two. I don't know why. In
Yes.
the third one, they they mustn't put don't. They must say they can't. Add not to the modal verb. Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Thank you.
definitely these are the kinds of mistakes. Of course, we were just trying to reach or come to the conclusion about why they do these mistakes. So here are the answers. Okay, so this is overgeneralization. They are confused using this rule, the modal verb, with the verb, the third person singular in the present simple tense, using to plus infinitive after the verb. They confuse it. It's overgeneralization. They may need, um, here are the rules that you can provide your learners with in order to avoid these mistakes. The reasons are many actually, like they need reteaching, as I've told you. It's a kind of confusion. It's a kind of overgeneralization, maybe. So I have to tell them that modals don't put the S on the third person singular form, and that modals are followed by the infinitive, not to plus the infinitive. And that the negative form is made by adding not or not, the abbreviated form or the complete form. No auxiliary is used. Okay, now you have to ask these questions together to discuss these questions. Let's have a general discussion here. Is this language, which is models, important for your learners? Think of some classroom situations where they will need models. For example, imagine that a student in your class is trying to use the English language inside the class for anything, for some needs of his own, maybe. Okay, so what are these situations? Since think of examples. How can you help learners with models? Okay, so let me check participants who want to share. I have Mrs. Dina raising her hand. Let us take another participant, Mrs. Dina. Okay, somebody else. Mrs. Hind. Yes, go ahead. Mrs. Hind, we are all
I
ears.
think that yes. Okay, I
Yes,
think that this language is very important for our learners because it has many jobs like certainty, possibility, probability. You can use it to make sure or not about something. In class, we can have this modal verbs when we are asking about absenteeism. Why
yes.
is your friend is absent today? They,
Mhm.
they will say a reason, but are you sure about it? If you are sure, use must. If you are not sure, use could or might. If you are sure
Okay,
that this is not exist, use can't. So we can use it inside class in many situations. And also,
wonderful.
if the door is knocking,
Yes.
if the door is knocking, we say it might
Somebody. Yes, yes.
or
Mhm.
it could, yes. Or if they have one of their friend out in the toilet, maybe we say she may be your friend, or can't be your friend, or must be your friend.
Yes, that's it. They use the language, the models to communicate inside the classroom, to express themselves in a
Yeah.
real life situation. Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Here are the answers. Models are present in a lot of simple functional classroom language, such as requests and permission, possibility, prohibition. Can he go with me? You can't do that now. You mustn't touch the cable. Learners will meet this language very early in their um, learning, and it's useful for them to focus on the grammatical differences in models at the same time as they are learning to say fixed expressions to help them use English in class. Okay, let's move on to a wonderful question here where I have a poll. Let's enjoy this poll. I like it. I have a poll. It's like a survey. I have been training you in yesterday in the technical session. Let's have this poll, this wonderful poll. I'll write the question. Just a second. Okay, yes. Sorry for that. I'll do it again. Okay. Save. It takes time. Just bear us in this. New poll. Word cloud. The question is false. False. Simple question. And the answer is some words that you suggest. You'll find like a box having a place for answering, and you write your answer and you press submit. Can you see the poll? The poll is like a survey. Can you see the poll here? Just write here in the box, which has this phrase, enter your response, and after it you press submit. Submit means بتسلم الإجابة. What visuals, the question I have here, what visuals do you use in class? Hello everybody, can you hear me? No, you can't hear me? Something wrong with, yeah, somebody has submitted this an answer, realia. Yes, realia means real objects. For example, if I'm teaching the word apple, I show them a real apple. Flashcards and drawing, excellent. Charts, wonderful. Flashcards, excellent. It's called a poll, and it's very, yes, flashcards, yes, wonderful. More answers are coming up. Wonderful. Flashcards again. More answers, please.
Posters. Drawing.
Write it. Write it.
Real
Write it.
object.
Poster. Yes, poster. Real objects. Excellent. Instructional device. Acting. يا سلام. Okay. Magazine picture. Acting. Excellent. Posters again. Wonderful. I like it. I like your participations. Real teachers, of course. But these are 15 responses. What are the others? Can't you see the poll? You don't see it on the screen? Maybe the version of the application itself needs some, update. If you update the application of the Teams itself, you will have all the features. You will enjoy all the features and options of the latest version of the app itself, which is Microsoft Teams. Okay, cards, games, wonderful. Thank you so much. That was very helpful. So let's refer back to the a film. Mr. Ahmed says a film. Yeah, movies are wonderful again. Excellent. Let's have a look at the presentation. The activity which is next is very important. Okay, so now we have 6 pictures. Please label the pictures with the names, the titles here. We have drawing, realia, poster, magazine pictures, puppets, flashcards. That's wonderful. So let me ask you, number 1, what is it? Is it a drawing? Is it a realia?
Magazine
picture.
Magazine picture. All of you agree? All of you agree?
Yes, we agree.
Everyone agree? Excellent. Yes.
Okay.
What about number 2? What about number 2?
Number 2, poster.
Yes, number 2 is a poster. Wonderful. What about number 3?
Drawing.
Number 3, drawing.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Definitely. Yes. Number 4. Realia.
Six or
Realia.
Realia.
Realia. What do we mean by realia? Real?
real
Real
object,
Real
things.
Excellent.
Object.
Excellent. Real objects. Yes, when I bring real objects inside the classroom in order to teach them for class. Okay, what are these? Number 5.
Puppets.
Puppet.
Excellent. Excellent. What about the last one? Number 6.
Flashcard.
Flashcards.
Flashcard.
Excellent. Excellent, colleagues of mine. And here are the answers. And here is one more question. Do you use any visuals for practicing grammar? What do you do with them? Do you use any visuals for practicing grammar in particular? You know that this kind of area of the language itself, which is grammar, is a little bit, difficult to teach, and students find it difficult and boring, and they don't want to learn about grammar in the first place. So how do you see this? I don't want to take much time in this, because we have lots of activities that we want to practice together. Wonderful activities. I don't want to take long with discussion. Mrs. Fatima, you have something to add? Just go ahead.
Yes,
Yes.
I can use drawing in the primary stage. For example, if I am teaching them the present continuous, I can draw two girls that are jumping, skipping, and ask what are they doing. Pupils
Excellent.
can give me the answer. I can ask them, label the question, what is he doing, or what is she doing, and give them some simple drawing, and ask pupils to answer me.
Excellent. Yes, I totally agree with you, actually. Definitely. To the point, actually. Mrs. Hiba Saleh, go ahead. I hope that you can speak this time. We're all ears. Go ahead. Thank you so much for people who have written in the chat box. Mrs. Lamia has written Realia, Mr. Ahmed, a film, Mr. Tamer, graphs, Mr. Ahmed, again, educational charts. Wonderful. Thank you so much for everything. Go ahead, my dear colleague. Mrs. Hiba Saleh, again, she can speak. Something wrong with the connection. Don't worry. Mr. Muhammad Aidel, you're raising your hand.
Yes, Ms. Marwa. Actually, teaching grammar is very good and very exciting. Some people say it's boring, but I think it's a very exciting and interesting. And we can also use visual aids in teaching grammar. For me, I can use charts. For example, if I want to teach the present continuous tense, I can bring a chart with me. I can bring a photo and ask the students to describe this photo. What is the man doing? What is the boy doing? And to describe a scene, for example. We can also use drawing on the blackboard or the whiteboard. We can use the whiteboard to draw a timeline for certain tenses, like the past perfect tense. When there is two actions, and I want to say this action happened at a certain time and another action happened afterwards. So we can use drawing, we can use charts. Visual aids is very important and very useful in teaching the structures and the grammar. Yes.
Excellent, excellent, Mr. Muhammad. Wallahi, I find that your ideas and contributions are great. You said you
Thank you.
expressed lots of ideas here. Wonderful ideas.
Thank
You're a
you.
real teacher. A really experienced teacher would provide with these ideas, actually, because he has already practiced and used inside the classroom and found useful in teaching grammar, which is a little bit difficult for learners. Wonderful. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Maru. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear colleague. Here I have wonderful activity where you have 3 kinds of activities for practicing grammar with our students, and you will listen to 3 teachers talking about these activities. These activities have the flashcards. Okay, they use the flashcards. to give the learners grammar practice. So after I teach grammar and I present the rule to the class, having examples and everything, I want to make like a practice. I want to practice the rule itself. So I use these activities for my learners to have a grammar practice. And these activities use flashcards with it. So you will listen and you will answer these questions. Which pictures does each teacher talk about? And what's the activity? So we are going to listen to the first one only and decide which picture and what's this activity. Deal? Just say deal.
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 Okay. Oh, very good. Okay.
My activity is another guessing game. I draw a big noughts and crosses grid on the board. I number the squares 1 to 9, then stick flashcards from the same topic area in each square back to front. The learners can't see the picture. I keep a note of what picture is in each square. Teams take turns to ask a question. So for animals, for example, they say, number 1, can it fly? I know what it is, so I can say yes or no. The next team asks a question, maybe about the same picture. Number 1, has it got legs? Or does it live in the sea? If a team guesses it, they take the square. The good thing is they can ask easy or more difficult structures, depending on what they know. The game finishes when a team has 3 squares in a line. It's very exciting, they love it.
Do you need to listen to it again? Maybe she's speaking a little bit fast.
No.
So listen. No? Do you know the
No,
which
it's
picture
okay.
first? Which picture first?
Number one.
Number 1.
Wonderful.
The first
Yes.
one.
That's right. That's right. What kind of activity? What's the name of the activity only?
A
That's what I
guessing,
need.
a guessing game. A guessing game, Miss Marwa.
Is
Guessing
it a
game.
guessing game?
Notes and crosses.
Excellent.
Not
Excellent,
on
Mrs. Heba.
Guessing game.
All of them are guessing
Using
games
yes or no questions.
using yes no
Yes, yes
questions.
or no question.
Okay,
Yes.
all of them,
For
all of these activities are guessing games. Okay, and the first one, yes, uses yes no questions. And it's also a guessing game, but the title itself is Notes and Crosses. Notes and Crosses. That's the name of the activity itself. It's like Connect 3, okay, and Connect 4, where we have to have the answers of the questions in the same line, either horizontally, diagonally, or um, what do we call it? Vertically. Yes,
Vertical.
vertically. That's
Yes.
it. Wonderful. Yes, vertically or horizontally or diagonally. So the first team who does this as the same way I've just been telling you about is the winner. Okay, so we will have more details about these activities, but let's move on to the second picture or the second audio, and you will have to tell me which picture and what's the activity called.
I use flashcards for guessing games for practicing grammar. I take a flashcard, but don't show it to them. They ask me questions about it, and I can say yes or no. It's great for present simple. So with a picture of a job, do you wear a uniform? Do you work with machines? Do you work in a hospital? I put them in teams. The first team asks a question, then the second team, and they can try to guess it first. The good thing is that they have something to talk about. They know the topic area is jobs, and they are motivated to keep using the structures. They repeat them lots of times, but in an enjoyable way.
Okay. I have written in chat box, Mrs. Heba. I'm not muting you على فكرة قدامي you are unmuted أصلا. You can speak. Maybe you are muting yourself from your device itself. Okay. طيب في option, there is an option on the device, on the mobile. Okay. Like a speaker at the end of the screen of the mobile itself, inside the Teams, like a speaker. Press it, please click on it, and you will find like 3 options. The first one الجهاز, the second one is مكبر الصوت, the third one قيد الإيقاف. Please press مكبر الصوت. You will find everything is better. Everything is going to be better. Don't worry. Okay, try this option. So back to the presentation. Which activity is it? Which picture?
Number
I can
2.
hear my voice.
Number 2.
Yes, it's
Picture
number
number
2.
2. Talking about picture number
Excellent.
2.
I can hear you, Mrs. Heba, by the way, now. Right? Are you speaking?
Guess what?
Guess what? Okay, don't worry. Just mute yourself, Mrs. Rida. Please mute yourself because I can hear my voice. There, yes, there is an echo. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, back to the question. And Mrs. Dua, please
Hidden wall.
mute yourself.
Hidden wall.
Okay, yes, it's hidden. The flashcard is not shown to the students. They can't see the picture. It's picture number 2, as you said. Yes, I totally agree with you. That's correct. But what's the name of this activity? It's a guessing game. Okay, using the flashcard, a guessing game, where you have for example, if our lesson is going to be about jobs, okay, so I have a job, a picture of a job, but I'm not showing the flashcard to the students, and they have to ask me questions. Yes, no question. For example, does this person work in a hospital? Is the job allow? Does the job allow women and men to work in? For example, lots of questions like this, and students try to guess. And when after they guess, of course, the teacher can divide them into teams or groups, and the first one who answers this question and guesses the name of the job or the name of the animal or the name of the sport, or according to the kind of the type of the lesson itself and the content of the lesson itself, we can plan this game and organize it. Okay, and the first one to answer is the winner. The first group to answer is the winner, and I show them the picture having a certain job or certain animal, as I've just told you. The third one, let's listen to this audio and let's try to discover which picture and which activity.
My class is like playing a miming game. Someone comes.
Just a second, guys. Sorry.
Card with a picture of an activity.
Again.
My class is like playing a miming game. Someone comes to the front of the class with me. I give them a flashcard with a picture of an activity on it, maybe a sport like football, or an everyday activity like driving or walking the dog. They mime the activity. They can't use any words or sounds, just actions, and the class have to guess what they are doing by asking questions. It's great for practicing present continuous questions such as, are you jumping? Are you waiting for something? The best thing about it is that they are using the structure to really communicate, and they don't get bored of playing it. They ask it again and again. Learners can play it in groups so they all get a lot of practice.
Wonderful. So what is it? Which picture?
Picture number 3.
Number 3. Of course, it's number 3.
Wonderful.
Number 3.
Totally correct. That's it. What's the name of the activity?
Miming game.
Miming.
Excellent. Miming game. Very good. How can we do this activity? Can anybody explain it to me? Mrs. Fathia, you are raising your hand.
Yes, Miss Marwa, it's a miming game. The teacher may invite some people to come in front, and they mime some activities in the present continuous, or jumping or running or swimming, something like that in the present. Some activities in the present continuous without any sound, and the pupils in this who are sitting may guess what is the activity or what is the sentence. I think
Excellent.
that.
Of course. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's how it goes. So
Yes.
you just have some students. They come to the front. Please mute yourselves because I can hear myself speaking. There is an echo. An echo. Please mute yourselves, all of you. Okay.
I want to tell you something, Miss Marwa. I do this activity always in my class. Miming, the pupils were they were very happy with this activity, and there were a lot of fun in the classroom because they are swimming, they mime swimming, they mime running, jumping, and they catch the opportunity to run as they want or jump as they like. And the class is full of fun.
That's
Yes.
it. Yes, that's how it goes. Yes. You're the best one here to speak about it because you have already practiced it and you found that it's wonderful and fun and they enjoy it. Okay, and it's wonderful for teaching present continuous. So please, Mrs. Fathia, I just beg your pardon to unmute yourself, to mute yourself because there is an echo. Okay, just mute yourself. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Yes, that's wonderful. Yes, that's the idea. Let's have a look at the presentation. You just ask a student of yours to come to the board, and you have some flashcards having some actions. Don't show the actions to the students, the audience. No, just show it to the student who is going to mime or act or dramatize what's in the paper. Okay, because the students who are sitting in class, they are not supposed to know what is inside the flashcard itself because they will have known the answer. So it's not logical. So you have to hide the flashcard, show it to the student who's going to mime, who's going to act, who's going to dramatize. And he's going to do some actions, for example, to pretend to be dancing. And the students will guess what action he is doing. For example, he is dancing, they will say, you are dancing, or he is dancing, or she is dancing. And the first one, you have teams, for example, and the first one to guess is the winner. Okay, or you give them points like two teams and you give them the team answers a number of questions correctly, so they get five out of five, and the other team gets 4 out of 5. So 5 out of 5 is the winner. For example, it's very fun and enjoyable. And the second one is very easy. We will practice it now. By the way, it's very enjoyable. I'll tell you about it. Okay, so let's practice it now before time goes. For example, it's very easy. Then I'll come back to the presentation. Okay, I have a picture. I'm hiding. I have a flashcard here. That this is the activity of the guessing game, which is picture number 2. Okay, I have a job now, guys. Okay, here is a hidden picture of a job. Ask me yes no questions to guess the job. So please start now. You are the students and you ask me questions, and I say yes or no for you to know the kind of job. Ask me now. Mhm. Yes no questions.
Work at school.
No.
Does he work at
Is it
hospital?
a dangerous job?
Yes. It's not dangerous. Sometimes, but not always.
Is he a doctor?
Do you work at the hospital?
Excellent. Yes, yes, it's a doctor. Yeah, he is a doctor, of course. Have a look. But strange kind of doctor. A female doctor. Okay. This is the guessing game simply. Very simple. And you can do it with, for example, animals, plants, jobs, any areas of knowledge that you are. It's wonderful with grammar. So they guess